I'm really hoping that we as a community can collectively agree that Cry, aka Sid, is the luckiest anime character known to man. And that's saying something, because in the past couple anime seasons, there are characters who quite literally have a luck stat that is maxed out. And I am looking at you as serious as I can be. He is luckier. And I know there's some people who are still like, yeah, but he's actually pretty talented, you know? Like, look at all the artifacts that he can use. He's very, like, sure, yeah, he can use artifacts quite well. The best way to describe this man is he is the goddamn Magikarp on a Pokemon team who's in slot 6 with an EXP share enabled, evolves into a Gyarados, and that Gyarados knows Splash. That is the move it knows. And got carried by every other goddamn Pokemon and somehow is now leader. No one will deny he is good with artifacts, probably better than most. But he is not the god among men. His party is. And this lucky mofo. He has this one moment where he does this like intense blast, right? And you're probably thinking, okay, you know, it's actually like, yeah, with the artifacts he does it. He's like, no, it's basically Flash. It's really not that strong. It's mostly Flash. This man almost got everyone killed. Now, granted, did the luck work out? Oh, no one's gonna deny. He's a lucky bastard. He actually formed the perfect party, that they all actually complement each other. But this stemmed from a man who didn't read the goddamn paperwork and almost got everyone killed. He is not a good leader. He is a lucky leader. I have full live reactions over on Patreon if you want to see my mind break to this lunatic in real time. It's over there exclusively. I'm loving this show. It is such a bundle of chaos, and it never goes exactly where you think. I said it last week. He's basically Iron Manning his way into saving the day. They showed one of these giant wolf creatures. I'm thinking that's the boss, right? Turns out that's just one of dozens that they have to end up fighting. I'm thinking he's just going to pierce through it, and then they're going to be like, oh my god, Master, you're so amazing, you saved the day. Instead, no. Tino and the gang held their own. And here's the thing. Tino would have died at the very end had he not crashed down. So, I'm not saying he's an evil character. I mean, I'm glad he came to save the day. But that situation never had to occur to begin with if he just read the goddamn paperwork. The fact that they actually had to clear most of that themselves, and I figured he would just pierce through it. It was so much better, and this is what I appreciate so far about this author, is that I think they kind of think like most anime fans would in terms of the general ideas, but they take it in enough of a detour that it does become fresh and exciting. So, what we ended up having when he did finally crash in, is he just impaled one of these things into the goddamn wall, to the point that it quite literally was shooketh. It was like, bruh, what the hell was that? And even though it was scared shitless, it tried to attack. And then he used one of his 17 lives because he had 17 safety rings. And I love the idea that if you take a step back, don't look at it as an anime, imagine we're one of these characters. Cry does look like a god among men. He's activating force fields. It looks like he has an amulet for every type of thing. And he says he does, because what else is he gonna do? He's got no skills otherwise. And the fact that these things go from just trying to beat up a bunch of kids, all things considered, to Cry just kind of looking like he's like, ha ha ha. And I don't know, he had this little thing, right, on his neck last week. They mentioned how, like, legendary it was. It looked like a goddamn smoke grenade. What was so, like, are you sure you're gonna take that? I'm still a little stumped on that one. And now we're in a situation where it's not solved, they are retreating. I think most of us assumed either one of two things. They would have dealt with everything, he lands down, and they say, oh my god, you wanted to make sure we were okay. Thank you, Master. Or two, he pierces through the monsters at Mach speed, and they say, oh my god, Master, you protected us. Not, Master comes in, ricochets off of these beasts, scares them shitless, and then retreats with them, but they're still in danger. One girl can barely run, and he has, what, like 16 safety rings left? I don't know if they break or not, so maybe he still has 17. But either way, shit ain't looking good. I love the fact that they also acknowledged the kid's sword was on empty, because in the previous episode, he activated his blade. Turns out those blades need to be recharged, and this kid can't do it. The fact that every step of the way, when I heard Tino, I'm like, you delirious motherfucker. This is not all according to plan. I assure you it is not all according to plan. This is basically your boss sends you on a 3-hour road trip in the company vehicle. In 20 minutes into the road trip, you realize you're on empty. But it's worse than that because there's wolves that are going to try to eat you as you have to walk the extra 2 hours and some odd minutes. And one of them says it's a learning experience. It will really make our teamwork better in the long run. I will not deny the team actually has potential now that I've seen them work together. Tino thinks the one is only there because of boobs, and maybe that's true, but still, nonetheless, the other three were definitely doing quite well. But the fact that this is not because of leadership, no one should unironically look at our MC and say he's a good leader. He's not. All of this would be avoided if he read the damn The worst part, he didn't even have to read the paperwork. People were telling him, don't pick that. It's not easy. Now, sure, is it accidentally having some benefits that people are surpassing their limits because he's pushing workloads that people aren't ready for? Sure. But if we actually take a step back and we dumb down his luck ever so slightly, that scene would have played out, he crashed in, and Tino's head's on a goddamn sword. I love this MC. I don't want that to be twisted. I think he is easily going to be one of the most entertaining of this season. But he is lucky, he is not a good leader, and he is talented with the trinkets, but I appreciate the fact that this isn't an MC who misunderstands his own power. No, he's like, everyone just doesn't realize that half the shit I'm doing is mostly Flash, and I've been getting along because of EXP share, and for some reason the company won't fire me. That is who we're dealing with, and that's what makes Grieving Souls such a freaking wonderful show. 3 episodes in, the first episode just looks so boring in comparison to 2 and 3. It is insane, the quality jump. And I liked episode 1, but the quality jump of 2 and 3 is just wowzers. Tino impressed me. She did some wonderful maneuvers. The team in general did wonderful. And then our boy came in and used flash and smokescreen. Let me know your thoughts on this episode down below. What do you think of the luckiest mofo known to anime, at least as of stands, because I refuse to say otherwise. Thoughts down below, leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new around here, of course, ring that bell, and like I mentioned, we have full live reactions over on Patreon, and hey, while you're over there, I'll also give you a video shout out. Alright, so today we got Libin, Clay Samuel, Hayden, Cody Namir, Thomas Smith, Oris Lopez, and we also have Project 7, so I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care, and don't glaze your bosses. Have a good one.